Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I really wanted to start a new series where I talk about all the different places I've, done it. Yeah. So recently I've been thinking, I've had sex in a lot of very random places, and I thought, do you know what, I really want to make a series about it because I have a list on my phone that you can like scroll through where I've done it in so many different wild, peculiar places. So I think I'm going to start a new series on my channel rating all the places I've done it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, number one, the shower. Now, I feel as though the shower is one of the most overrated places to have sex. They make it look so sexy and so steamy in the movies, to the point where it makes you crave wanting to try shower sex so bad. Now, I've had shower sex maybe twice or 3 times in my lifetime, and I would give it a solid 5 out of 10. First of all, it's impractical. Most of the time water literally gets in your eyes, so you're literally fighting for your life to even be able to see what you're doing, and like you're constantly having to wipe your face, like wipe all the water out of your face. The only position that mostly works is standing up, and sex, if I'm being honest, really isn't all that comfortable when both parties are standing up. It sort of makes getting the penis in a little bit more tricky, especially if the person is taller than you. Not to mention the bath floor is already so slippery as it is, so you have to be so careful when you're thrusting, making sure none of you drop on your head, otherwise you're calling an ambulance in the next 5 minutes. That's embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I just remembered a moment while I was talking about this. I just remembered something. One time I was trying to give head to this guy in the shower, and I literally felt like I was drowning. Think about it. Both of your breathing holes are compromised. You've got a penis in your mouth, so you can't even breathe through there. Then you've got water coming from the shower head submerging your whole face, so you can't even breathe through your nose either. And on top of all of that, I had to close my eyes because of course I didn't want water going into my eyes either. It was a mess. And don't get me started on my hair. Listen honey, I'm a black beautiful girl. Okay, the only time I can get my hair wet is when I'm washing it. That's it. And I can't exactly wear a shower cap or like a hair bonnet during sex because that's just embarrassing. Imagine looking like someone's auntie while you're getting railed from behind. I think the fuck not. Thank you very much. I would say I prefer bath sex over shower sex, to be honest. It's more comfortable and you can both actually sit down, kind of. So yeah, shower sex isn't that fun for me. But making out when you're both wet and naked, now that is a huge turn on for me. I would consider that like a nice pre-warm-up, a nice little foreplay, if you ask me. Me and a sexual partner all wet and naked and rubbing up upon each other, and our bodies all slippery and wet, just like making out and just like, oh my god. Now that is the only kind of sex-related shower activities I will ever partake in from now on. Now, moving on to number 2, the beach. Oof, here we go. Now, the beach was a whole story time in itself. So me and an ex-boyfriend took a trip to the beach in 2017. Now, we were a very horny couple. We didn't care where we were or what time it was. We was just, oh, it's fun. So we were both just laying there, chilling out on the beach, when all of a sudden, we both give each other the look. Next thing you know, we were under a towel, having sex in the middle of Brighton Beach on a hot, sunny summer's day. Oh my gosh, I just realised that kind of reminds me of that couple who got caught recently in NYC doing it in like the middle of the park. I promise, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like that. Looking back on that moment, I don't think I would ever have the guts to do anything like that ever again, especially so public. That is just like, that's wild, right? Like, that's so wild. Anyways, I'll definitely rate that beach sex a good 2 out of 10. So it was a rocky beach rather than a sandy beach, so the rocks on the beach just made it severely uncomfortable to have sex. It's just not a practical place to be having sex on a bunch of rocks. Any position I'd move in, there would be a new rock there. I move this way, there's a rock digging in my ankle. I move over here, there's a rock digging in my lower back, and then I come over here, there's a rock in my coochie. It just ruined the vibe. You also can't do many positions because, well, it's a public beach and the sun was just beaming down so harshly on us, so then that was just another factor that ruined it for us. I'm never closed off to the idea of beach sex. I would definitely do it again, but if I was to ever do it again, it would of course have to be somewhere way more private and way more cooler, because I get hot very easily because I have asthma. Yeah. By the way, if the lighting's just gone very, I really do apologize. This is the UK. I started this video when it was sunny. It's now raining, so yeah, sorry. I also think the thought of just children being around made it even more uncomfortable for me, and just possibly seeing what we were doing, even though I was practically a child myself. I mean, I was 17 when I was doing this, but feeling like anybody under the age of 16 could potentially see us really just put me off. But I'm not gonna lie, having beach sex or some kind of lake sex, or you know, river sex, or like any kind of water stream related sex is very sexy and romantic to me. I would definitely want to experiment with it more. I think that's just the inner Pisces in me. I'm a big fat Pisces, so I think that's just a me preference. But yes, although my first beach experience wasn't the greatest, I would definitely still have my cards open when it comes to doing it again. Just somewhere much more private. And moving on to number 3, the kitchen. Now the kitchen I do remember doing, I just don't remember much about it. But from what I can remember, once again, I was in my first relationship at 17 years old. My mum was fast asleep, but I never felt comfortable having sex in my room as our rooms were so close together, and I can be very loud when it comes to having sex, so I always had that inner fear that she could hear and just be very grossed out. And she's like Caribbean, like she's typical Jamaican, like she is strict in that sense, so like I'll go booting, I'll go whoops whoop 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 whoop. So yeah, was not happening. Also, me and my boyfriend at the time were not driving just yet, so it's not like we could just get in our cars and go drive somewhere and do it somewhere else. So because of these factors, we had to do a lot of improvising, aka doing it in unpractical, silly places, such as the kitchen. Honestly though, I'll give the kitchen a 6 out of 10. I don't know, there's just something about having sex in places that you shouldn't be having sex that just make it so much more fun and sexy and risky, and I just love that. So I love the adrenaline rush of like almost getting caught. But not actually getting caught, but the thought of like maybe getting caught kind of like turns me on, makes me like very horny and very, I don't know. I honestly don't have much to say about doing it in the kitchen, as like I mentioned earlier, it was just so long ago, I don't remember much of it happening. And let's be real, out of all the places to have sex, the kitchen's not exactly the most fascinating. So there's not much to talk about when it comes to the kitchen. But yes, I would definitely do it again in the kitchen. I think I actually have, as a matter of fact, within the last 2 years at university. And once again, it was so hot and fun. Knowing that any of my roommates could have just walked into the kitchen at any second just made us so on edge, but in the best way possible. It turned both of us on way more. And then that led to the most loud, aggressive, obnoxious sex in my entire life. In the bedroom, of course. To the point where one of my roommates actually emailed me. To the point where one of my roommates texted me saying, "I definitely just heard both of you." Luckily we were friends, so it wasn't as awkward, but I definitely couldn't look her in the eye for at least a week. But oh well, the sex was worth it. Anyways, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want me to continue this, make it into a series, because I've done it in very different, crazy, fascinating, silly, possibly illegal places. I've got a whole list for you. I can literally turn this into a series. So make sure you like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Don't be shy, comment down below or DM me if you want to ask me any private questions. And yes, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. See you next week.